The night started as any other, a quiet evening at my dad's house where I was staying for the weekend. He was away on a business trip, leaving me alone with my stepmom, Claire. She was younger than my dad, in her early 40s, and had a wild streak that made me uneasy. When she told me some of her friends were coming over, I knew the night wouldn't stay quiet for long. By the time her friends arrived, the house smelled like wine and laughter. They were a group of women in their late 30s, dressed in designer swimsuits, holding bottles of expensive liquor. Their high heels clicked against the marble floor as they made their way to the backyard, where the hot tub steamed in the cold night air. I stayed inside, trying to ignore the giggles and splashes, but soon Claire called my name. "Come on. Don't be a buzzkill. We're just having fun," she slurred, her cheeks flushed from the alcohol. I hesitated but eventually stepped outside. The air was thick with the scent of perfume and alcohol. Claire was sitting on the edge of the hot tub, a glass in her hand, her friends laughing at some private joke. Then things started to get strange. One of her friends, a tall woman with dark hair and sharp eyes, leaned in closer than necessary. "You're cute," she purred, her fingers trailing along the rim of her glass. The other women giggled, watching my reaction. I shifted uncomfortably. Claire waved her hand. "Oh, don't scare him, Lisa." But her smile told me she wasn't entirely against whatever was happening. The drinks kept flowing. The conversation turned from playful teasing to something more intense. They started talking about secrets, dares, and past regrets. Then Claire smirked at me. "Let's play a game." I shook my head. "I think I'm good." Lisa grinned. "Oh, come on, just one round." Against my better judgment, I sat down in one of the lounge chairs. Claire poured me a drink, her eyes shining. With mischief. "Truth or dare?" she asked. I exhaled. "Truth." Lisa leaned forward. "Have you ever wanted something you weren't supposed to have?" The question hung in the air. The way she asked it made my skin prickle. I cleared my throat. "I don't know. I guess everyone has." Claire laughed, but there was something behind her expression, something unreadable. "All right, my turn," she said. "Dare." Lisa smirked. "I dare you to tell us your biggest regret." Claire's smile faltered. For a moment, she looked vulnerable. Then she tossed back her drink. "I regret marrying a man who doesn't love me the way I deserve," she said, her voice sharp. The group went quiet. I suddenly felt like I was witnessing something I shouldn't. Claire turned to me, her eyes slightly unfocused. "Your dad is a good man, but he's distant, cold. Sometimes I wonder if I made the right choice." The tension was suffocating. I needed to get out of there. "I should go inside," I muttered, standing up. But before I could leave, the night took an even darker turn. The backyard lights flickered, then went out completely. The only light left came from the hot tub's underwater glow. The laughter stopped. "What the hell?" one of the women muttered. Then, from the darkness, a low whisper came, a voice that didn't belong to anyone here. "You shouldn't have said that, Claire." Claire's face drained of color. "Who said that?" "No," one answered. The wind picked up, rustling the trees. The air grew colder. A shadow moved near the fence, too tall, too slow to be a trick of the light. Panic set in. Claire's friends grabbed their robes, suddenly sober. I grabbed my phone, but the screen stayed black. Dead. Claire stood frozen, staring into the dark. "Mark?" she whispered. That was my father's name, but he wasn't supposed to be home until Monday. A figure stepped into the dim glow of the hot tub. A man, dripping wet, his face shadowed, but something about him was wrong. "Claire," gasped. "No, you're not real." The figure tilted its head. You shouldn't have said that, Claire. And then, the lights flickered back on. The figure was gone. The hot tub's water rippled as if something had just left it. Without another word, Claire and her friends rushed inside, locking the doors. I stood there, my heart pounding, staring at the empty space where the figure had been. The next morning, Claire wouldn't talk about it. Her friends left early, their faces pale, their laughter gone. When my dad finally came home, Claire acted like nothing had happened. But I saw the way her hands shook when she poured her coffee, the way she jumped at small noises. That night changed something. In her. In all of us. And to this day, I don't know if what we saw was real. But I do know one thing. Some regrets never stay buried.